So you sent it to me?
I did. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Simply Tennille, and I am here, right here in my home studio, if you will, and I have a special co-host with me today, but we're not going to talk about that just yet, because clearly he is not ready over here with these shades on. That is not what we do here, sir.
Got the bright lights?
You know what? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am Simply Tennille. I'm the host of I'm Just Saying Live mid-morning show. I am here to provide you the best in edutainment, period. Now, I love to have a really good time. And today I have brought along with me for the ride, Mr. Anthony Thomas. Y'all finally get to talk to him. I have asked him several times, to participate in the show, if you will, without just commenting and saying things, but he's here for the ride today. So let me tell you, if you have not tuned in to I'm Just Saying Live before, this is kind of like my current events. I like to have real conversations about real talk topics and all of the hip and current news that's going on, if you will. Okay. All right. I'm just over there watching, trying to see what you got going on.
Hip and current?
Hip and current.
I like that.
Okay, whatever. Let me see what is going on here. All righty. So, I like to start the show off with weekend recap. How was your weekend?
Oh, it was wonderful.
I'm gonna need you in them shades.
Okay, turn
Y'all
the lights
not
down.
pay him no attention.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Oh my God, you can leave them on. It's just
bright.
It was bothering me.
Just turn the light down,
So I want to kick this show off, and I want to find out how you felt like the weekend went. Okay. How was the weekend? What did you do this weekend?
With the exception of a lot of walking, it was wonderful. The music was good. The food was good.
What? Where were you?
Oh, Crosby Zydeco Festival.
All right.
Hosted by Simply Tennille.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I had the opportunity this weekend to host a 2-day festival out in Crosby. Yes. I had a really, really good time with all the bands. I love seeing and meeting the people. I met some new, really great people. We had tons of wonderful vendors. I said I had been waiting to get a hold to one of those boudin egg rolls. Finally got my boudin egg roll. We ate some fish. We ate some crawfish. Y'all know we like to eat.
Fries and chicken.
Oh, the fries and chicken was good too. So we had tons of really great food. We heard some really great music. We saw some good dancers. And guess what? Guess what, everybody? Because I like to treat you good. I have a video.
You got a video for me?
I got a video, and I love to show you the video. So we're going to show you a recap, just a little teeny tiny recap of the Crosby Zydeco Festival from this weekend. So let me pull that up real quick. I was just trying to make sure it was ready. I don't want no problems with y'all because y'all always acting like it's too much going on. He told me I better not embarrass him today with all this stuff not working. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to kick the video off, and then I'm going to share my screen with y'all.
want to dance?
Not right now.
Look up now.
Somebody flip the shades. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let me say this. I had a ball. I hope that everybody who came on out had a good time as well. We really enjoyed ourselves. We enjoyed the food. We enjoyed meeting the people. What you got to say? You sitting over there tight lipped like something going
Yeah,
on.
and I enjoyed the band. The band was great. I mean,
Several bands.
I mean, all of them.
Okay.
Good
Which
music.
was your favorite one?
No, I can't say no favorites. I just
Okay.
enjoyed everybody. different music, different artists. And then the kids that was out there dancing, they showed me new Zydeco moves, I guess. I never knew, so I'm still trying to learn.
That you guess you never knew. Okay. Well,
I mean, they doing it different from how.
oh, you're very true. So we did
Right.
meet a lot of dancers, and the younger kids dance a lot different from how I've tried to show him, because that's the old school way of dancing. Let them tell it.
They do a lot of spinning.
You don't like the spinning?
No,
Oh, it make you dizzy?
exactly.
Okay. I thought it was a beautiful weekend for Zydeco. I think we had a really great time. I thought another good thing was, even though so many Zydeco events were going on in the city, we still had a really great turnout. I was happy about it. I know it's not as big as what it used to be, but we're back. So next year, make sure you check it out. Don't put any plans on the same date. How about that?
And this is what, the first year back after 2 years?
They did have one in September, but it was small as well. And
That one don't
so
count.
it doesn't count. You're right.
It wasn't a Crosby Zydeco festival.
It was not, because it's supposed to be in March. I did tell people a couple of little bitty facts about Zydeco and kind of how it operates when it comes to when it started back in the day, because we watched some YouTube videos, found out some real interesting information about Zydeco and how it used to be called La La and all these different things. So,
Well, wait a minute. Where did it actually start?
where or when?
Okay, both. Both.
So the word Zydeco was actually coined way back in 1959. Okay, 1959. Is that a good enough answer for you?
I think I was 3 years old then.
You know, you know what? I'm not playing with you. So that's when Zydeco, the word, was actually coined. It was called La La before that. They called it a couple other things, but we also learned the difference between Cajun and Creole. I might have to post that down in the thing, but we ain't got all day to talk about that. So we're gonna let the Crosby Zydeco Festival. We're glad we made it through it. I had a wonderful time. Thank you so much for having me as a part of your event. If you guys would like to book me, make sure that you give me a contact at 214-289-0195. I can't wait to book my next event. I always bring the energy and I always have a really great time. So, Anthony, it definitely went down at the Oscars this weekend, did it not? While we were out there having a good time, not paying attention to what was going on outside of the festival fairgrounds, it went down at the Oscars. We're going to talk about that later in entertainment news. So let me tell you some other things that we're going to have going on, because we've got the entertainment news, we've got Tennille's touchy subjects. So make sure you stick right there. But before we get into all of that, I also received word that somebody that I absolutely adore has decided to run for mayor. So let me get this up real quick. Oh, yes.
Just
for
Sylvester term?
Oh, my. Well, you know what? Let me tell you this, guys. I just wanted to explain this real quick. He is coming to the end of, he can't run anymore. Like it's dead. You know how like presidents can only go for so long.
4 terms for
yes. And so he is coming to the end. So this is perfect timing for people who wanted to jump into the race, but didn't want to slight the current mayor. So here we are yet again. I'm going to pull this up real quick. And guess what? I'm going to share my screen. And we got my girl here. There she is, Miss Amanda K. Edwards. Now, I've known her for several years, and I always see her out in the community doing things. I believe she is also an AKA for all the ladies who want to represent. Please, please, please make sure that you support her. She's been doing great work in the city. She used to be part of Houston's, what do you call it? Student council. What is the thing? Golly, I can't remember. We're going to move on past that, but I can't remember. I wrote it down on my thing, but you can't see it. I don't want to show my whole paper while I'm on the thing. City council. Sorry about that. See how easy that was? He's making me forget with all his goofiness up here. But anyway, I just want you guys to make sure that you support her. If you're one of those people who likes to give money to these different types of events and things like that, please make sure that you go out and support Amanda. So congratulations, Amanda. She has entered the mayoral race. It's official. What?
Is she a face in the community?
She is. That's what I was saying. She's always doing work out in the community. She supports lots of nonprofits as well.
All over Houston or just?
All over Houston.
I don't see why she couldn't win.
Okay, well, all right. We're going to root for Amanda. She seems like a great person. We'll look into some deeper things before we tell you exactly what's going on. All right. So, Anthony, we have some upcoming events here. Tomball Rotary Club's Fish Fry, I told you guys about, is April the 23rd. I want you to go ahead and reserve that. At least come by and get a plate. I do also have tickets. We're okay if you buy the ticket and then you don't show up. I'm just saying, we want you to donate the money so we can do some other work out here in the community. We have weekly meetings as well that we would love for you to come out to every Wednesday at 12 o'clock at the Tomball Community Center. So if you guys want to come out there every week at 12 o'clock on Wednesday, you can meet some great people who have businesses in the area. It also is a good way where you can just jump to one spot and meet all the local businesses at one time, because you never know who you're going to see there. That fish fry, though, is April the 23rd from 4 to 8. He looking like he don't even want to
see what I got to be doing. I mean, what I'm gonna be doing that day. I got to check my calendar to see if I'm available.
Well, I'm gonna be serving food. You gonna come and let me serve you?
We need to see what them twins got going.
Y'all gonna let me serve
the
a little
twins
food?
running everything.
So we also have been running behind these kids, y'all. It's just so crazy. Once you want them to participate in events, you want them to become stronger in those events, but it takes work, it takes practice, it takes all your Saturdays. I told y'all this it takes all your Saturdays up. But we're not complaining. We just putting it out there. We know that a lot of other parents are going through that as well. So if you have pictures of your kids either doing 7-on-7 or cheerleading or something like that, I would love for you to send them to me at imjustsayinglive@gmail.com. Okay, please send them to me, and I'll make sure you get a highlight right here on I'm Just Saying Live. Up next, did you know that it was National Cleaning Week?
You need to call the cleaning crew.
The cleaning crew. Okay, so we know that my friend Marcus owns a company called Tailored to You, if you don't want to do the cleaning yourself. But I always feel that it's good to kind of get in on the cleaning, because you're the one who knows where things go. You don't want things missing. What's your favorite part about the cleaning? That they do what?
I'm sorry. You say you're going to get in.
I always help.
Sound like you sitting there giving directions and orders.
A little bit. That's what you're supposed to do.
No, they're supposed to come to your house and just clean.
That's after they're used. No, that's after they're used to you and they know where your things go.
Wait, do you ever leave?
No, I don't ever leave. I don't care who it is.
Micromanaging?
Well, whatever you want to call it. I need to make sure that they're moving to the next task. Do you leave?
I'm always gone.
You've been here. You're right. You have left, but you don't leave them here by themselves. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, anyway, I like to keep them moving on to the next task.
Micromanaging.
You know, my nerves. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to the next part of the show.
Why the light's so bright?
Don't worry about that light. That light is not bright. It's to make, look how dark you would be looking if you didn't. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we'll let him keep his shades on, Mr. Goof Troop over here. Local news and sports update. Now, this probably gonna be his favorite part of the show. That's the only reason he wanted to be on the show, so he can
talk about no sports.
So we are going to talk about sports because that's what this section is all about. It's dedicated to sports at the beginning, world news at the end.
World news.
I like to talk about news all over. That's why I put Ukraine in there, all of that. Okay. Now, he is a big supporter of the show. He really kind of knows how it goes on, but he's just making sure that y'all know. So let's start off because you said you wanted to talk about U of H and give them a round of applause, correct?
Yes. I mean, they can't go nowhere else, but
listen, they did great. They made it to the top.
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. Okay, go ahead and talk. Tell them about it.
Oh, they made it to the Sweet 16, but when they lost, but they gave it a fight. They did great. Proud of them. But I think this is the third or fourth year in a row, and Cougar strong. I mean, I'm not a Cougar, but they're doing good.
He loves supporting anything Houston. I'm just going to tell y'all now. So let's get a little bit of the detail about March Madness. Okay, so we've got Duke's men basketball head coach, cannot pronounce Mike's last name. He advanced to his record-setting 13th Final Four appearance. Can you imagine being a coach? And, this is one of their meccas. This is their end all, above all end all type thing outside of the national championship. So how do you think he feels right now? Like he is on number 13?
It's nothing to him. He's used to it.
Oh, you think so?
So, after the first
few.
And after that, everything, we'll be there. We see you there.
All right.
I got my boys ready.
They ready?
Duke Devils.
Okay. The Saints, St. Peter's team made history Friday night by becoming the first number 15 seed to reach the Elite Eight.
They call them Cinderella.
Yeah,
Cinderella
that's
team.
what they call them when they're like that. So they are the very first ones to do that. Number 15. That's pretty low down on the totem pole.
Yeah, but they did one thing a lot of other teams was not doing. They kept playing defense, getting the rebounds, kicking it back, getting second, third, and fourth tries at the shots.
Okay. All right. So I hate to, I just wanted to applaud them for that. But let me say this. North Carolina ended the St. Peter's Cinderella run. I had to come back in there because this I'm just saying. So they did good. Boom, and then back down. So NCAA men's basketball tournament, it was on Sunday when they knocked them out. So that was the number 8 seed, the Tar Heels, and they defeated, what is that? The Peacocks?
They some type
sometimes when they come up with these names, let me say this, when they come up with these names for these teams, because we got some Pelicans somewhere, we got some Peacocks over here,
got armadillos.
I know, but are those things that seem aggressive, or how do you feel about sports names? Do they need to represent what your team represents? Because a peacock, what does that have to do with basketball?
When people founded the towns way back then, they were looking for a pretty name, nothing aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't think it'd turn into, oh, this is our town, this is our mascot. Now we got to use this in our sports. So, I mean, who would think about you name your town, your mascot is a kitty cat? Now who will play against the kitty cats?
Not the kitty cats.
The dogs versus the cats.
Well, they're definitely not going to be prepared going into a fight with a kitty cat or a peacock, because I would think that they were soft just because of the name.
But a round of applause, number 15. They made it all the way. They did great. Now we're getting ready for the Final Four Saturday.
Okay. So who's in the Final Four? Do you know?
No.
All the names? You said no. Okay, so okay, what we got here? Kansas, looks like. And then who else? Who's the Jayhawks?
Kansas.
Oh, sorry. Wait, no. So confused here right now. Sorry about that, everybody. We're gonna have to put that list down later because I thought it had the list right here. When he was saying no, I really thought he was being funny. Because I thought I had it up, and so I messed that whole piece up. But it's okay. The Final Four is scheduled for April the 2nd, and the national championship is slated for April the 4th at the Cesar Superdome in New Orleans.
There's more money for them.
Listen, New Orleans is always a good time, so I think it's quite funny that everybody has started going, for their events and this, that, and the other when it comes time.
Yeah, they need the money, so everybody's supporting them. But at the same time, you said the Superdome?
Superdome, that's what it said.
But what did you say before you said the Superdome? What did you call it?
Caesar's Superdome.
Oh, Caesar. Oh.
Okay. All right. So in other local news, we're going to jump away from the sports for just a little bit. I know he wanted to talk about some other things, with Brittany in her case and how things are going, but let's jump over to Miss Lena Hidalgo.
I know that name.
She was brought under investigation, ladies and gentlemen, but we've not heard any more about it all of a sudden.
They called it
dun, dun, dun. So she was on there saying, bring it on. Da, da, da. Then the next day, we saw her on the news crying, saying it just looks that way. You'll see when the truth comes out.
Y'all like crawfish? You know how crawfish do when you try to grab it? They get the back peeling. That's what she looked like. At first she said, I have nothing to hide. I have no lies.
We also had somebody comment back about the basketball saying the women's UConn and NC State game was the best game, the NCAA tournament, men or women. Let me say this real quick. We watched a lot of the women's, which is why we didn't really know what was going on with the men, but the women's has kind of, picked up. I think a lot more people are paying attention to women's sports.
Yes.
All righty. Okay. So not the crawfish, right? Hope I heard you, girl. I heard you. Thank y'all so much for supporting us and joining in. Please make sure that you post your comments. You know, we're gonna have all our little crazy topics and things still going on. If you're just tuning in, you're watching I'm Just Saying Live. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Tennille, and this guy that's sitting over here in this seat for a day or however long he decides to stay is Mr. Anthony Thomas, ladies and gentlemen. I know y'all been waiting to meet him, see how he act. You know, sometimes he don't know how to act, and sometimes he does. But anyway,
he looking good.
You know,
looking like a snack.
Boy, you better stop. It says, okay, so that's Lena Hidalgo. We have not heard what's going on with that. So I'm definitely going to check in on that. Let's talk Ukraine for just a little bit. Now, you know my position on this. I've talked about it several times. When it comes to people who are not in a part of NATO, I think that we should have stepped to the side. We did our part by giving them the weapons, which I really don't even think we should have done that either, per who I am, which is not right for everybody else. That's why this is my opinions, my whatever. I'm glad that people were able to come to their aid. Did they deserve it? I don't know about that, especially knowing that their president was a former comedian. He knows nothing about war. It seems like he would have been the first person to sign up to have a team behind him. Okay, so it says Ukraine is entering a new round of peace talks with Russia this week, and Ukrainian President Mr. Zelensky says he will accept a neutral, non-nuclear status for his country in order to reach an agreement. Now, before they make an agreement, he said that he's going to let the people vote on it. He is all about the people. Now, I do like him for that reason, if nothing else. He is about his people. So Russian missile strikes continue to pummel Ukraine over the weekend, including more around the city of, you know, here we are with these names, Mariupol, which Russia wants to capture because of its strategic port. So, Anthony, how do you feel in regards to what's going on in Ukraine right now?
This really goes back to the same thing. You somebody said give up what the southern part of Ukraine. It's the same thing.
You're going to keep inching in, inching in. The port is where you get all your shipping and whatever else. That way they'll be able to control attacks on whatever's coming through there.
Like the United States, when the British was over there, they ran the British out of DC, but the same thing. But you don't want to allow them people to come in, because if you allow them to come in, it's almost like feeding a straight dog. They're going to keep coming back and want more and more. But why would you even do that? And you can say you're going to take a vote, a poll? No. You need to stop being a comedian and be a dictator and tell them no. You already started the war, finish the war. Whoa, what was that?
It was a sound effect. Listen, so, okay, they need to finish the war. They want the war to be over, I'm sure, because now schools and all of this, we just talked about last week how Hampton had, was it Hampton or Howard? Howard has decided that they will accept the Ukrainian students in the area to come that way because schools have been getting bombed. When it comes to families being torn apart and, you know,
shipped off, right?
Yeah, it gets really bad and scary.
Costly also.
And costly. So I hope you guys work it out real soon. I'm glad that, I guess, America, if you will, kind of stuck to their guns in regards to getting involved or not getting involved, but there are troops on the ground over there. My dad got really worked up about this the other day. He said that they are not getting involved. They're just there just in case. Do we think that they're getting involved? Eventually or now? Do you think that they're there policing things and making things move a certain way?
Only if the United States can benefit from it.
Okay.
So they must have something going on where they're saying, hey, okay, you didn't want to be part of NATO, you didn't want to be part of UN. Okay, you have something we want. So you're going to slide something under the table and we got you back.
They better not.
And then here we go with World War III.
World War III. Don't say that. Let's not say that.
The United States want to do something to Russia anyway.
Okay.
Since they made them break up the USSR.
Okay. You think they
want to finish the fight.
leave them alone?
No, they don't. Not the United States. They want to
Okay.
control everything.
Okay. So you think that that's why they're trying so hard to stay out of this, because they want, when they get ready to go to war with them, it needs to be for a legit reason, not because they
Yes.
were at the rescue or aid of some other country.
Right.
Okay.
They finding their way.
Okay. Now, y'all know that I love numbers, right? So my number for today is 62. Okay.
Is that a 2 or a 9?
That's a 2. Okay. You're not
Okay.
supposed to be looking at that. Put your glasses on instead of them shades. Listen, that's how many, Houston right now has been going through so much when it comes to crime. People are
Right.
feeling like it's not a safe place to live. People's children their lives have been being taken due to, just drive-by shootings and all kinds of things that are going on right now in the city of Houston. But let me tell you, somebody who is trumping us.
What was that?
This weekend, 62 homicides, not suicides, not a group of things that may have possibly homicides, were reported in El Salvador this Saturday alone.
Wait. You mean El Salvador, Texas, or El Salvador, the country?
I'm sure it's really El Salvador.
Well, 62, not nothing.
62 in one day? Yes, it is.
They be killing people all the time over there, the drug cartels. That's nothing. That's real low. That's a low number.
So you think but this was not a mass shooting. This is several incidents all across the city in one day.
It's more.
They don't normally find the bodies that fast. All in one day, that means people just getting dropped out in public.
It's more than 62 people in one household when they go over there to kill them all.
What?
They killing the mama, the grandmother, the dog, the cat, and the goldfish.
The country has proclaimed a state of emergency. So they think it's bad to tackle a rising homicide rate that has spiked due to gang violence.
What I tell you,
See?
I knew it. Which one? That Medley cartel?
You think you smart? You want a cookie?
No, I don't want a cookie. I want to applaud. What are sound effects?
Woo! You hit it right on the head. Gang violence is their issue. But 62 murders on a Saturday. Boy, they were turned up on that Saturday, boy. I'm not even gonna say that.
Full of that tequila.
So I put this down at the closer to the end. I know it is still sports, but I meant to pull a pic. I meant to have a picture for it, and that's why I had put it at the end. But we had the first woman to be drafted by a professional baseball team.
What?
I'm in your face.
She the back catcher?
Man, let me tell you.
What is she doing?
History was made this past week when the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes,
Who are they?
thank you, drafted Alexis Hopkins, the first woman ever drafted by an American professional baseball team for an on-field role.
Good job. Good job.
To the Atlantic League and MLB.
That's not Atlanta.
That is not Atlanta. Later, we're going to be talking about the controversy with Amaretta's song, Sorry, Not Sorry. So everybody, make sure that you stay tuned. And in just a second, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to have one of my Tennille talks with you because it's not quite 11 o'clock yet. So I made sure that I had some information in here to tell you guys in regards, because, I like to teach you. So now this man right here never has a problem when it comes time to talking people or, being shy or any of that kind of stuff. When we talked on last week, we were talking about how people were getting back out there and doing different things when it comes to networking and getting yourself out there socially. I was out there on that stage in front of all those people. Sometimes it's really, really hard, to kind of get people to get on your vibe, if you will.
Right.
Not that you have to, but when you're in entertainment, that's a big part of your business. People aren't going to want to bring you back if they feel like people can't get along with you or don't want to be around you. So I wanted to bring up on last week, kind of getting back into the groove of things now that people are back in person. Anthony, what do you think is one of the most important things for when you're talking to people?
Making them feel comfortable.
Oh, You like to make people feel comfortable. I think you make people uncomfortable sometimes.
Why? Because I tell them the truth.
Yeah.
And they feel comfortable with that.
Don't you guys think, I want you to put it in the comments, sometimes people telling you the truth makes you uncomfortable. Now, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying sometimes I think that makes people uncomfortable.
If they are a grown-up and you tell them something that's the truth, yeah, it might be like a slap to the face. But at the same time, they're gonna think about it and say, you know what? He was right or she was right. And I like that person for, standing up for me or whatever the cause was and speaking the truth.
Okay.
But at the same time, I like to play and laugh, but I'll be serious. And if we friends or whatever, and
they know that about you.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, hey man, that's not right.
Okay.
You were wrong.
So he likes to pull people's cards. So one of the things that were at the very top of the list was, instead of, sending people impersonal emails or things like that, is that you do like a 30-minute call to people instead of the text. Yeah, you talk to people on the phone all the time. Yes. So again, I do feel like that's one of the biggest things. It says choose events and meetings that depend on connections. So basically when you're out there, and like if you're there and it's a ton of people there, you need to know the people in the room that you're going to want to connect with, because it'll make it a lot easier than trying to whittle your way through all those hordes and hordes of people.
Well, sometimes that's hard.
What?
Okay, just say we go to an event. Now we know this event is about cigars, a cigar event. But while we're in the cigar event, you got the mayor over here. Mm-hmm. You have an athlete over here. Mm-hmm. You have a singer over here. So you really don't know sometimes who is who. But if you listen, or you have a host or somebody to tell you, oh, that's such and such here, that's such and such there. But sometimes while you over here talking, you can hear, and then you can like, oh, that's such and such over there. Hey, come on, that's Barry Bonds. Let's go over there and talk to Barry and see if we can get Barry on the show. Right.
So you want to be able to deepen your connection with those people. So if you know somebody who's linked up or whatever, and they may be able to give you that introduction, if you will, or like he said, a lead in on a conversation that some other people have already had. If you're at a networking, do not be afraid to go get in the conversation, but know what you're talking about. I'm going to say that. Don't just get in and not know what you're talking about. Nobody likes the dummy in the room.
No, well, sometimes you can ask, what do you mean by
you
that?
You can ask, but don't go acting like you know and you don't know.
Oh, no, I won't.
That's what I'm saying.
Correct.
So it says create a space for serendipity, those chance encounters at the coffee bar. And that's exactly what we were talking about. The chance encounters when it comes to, maybe meeting someone that you have been wanting to talk to, but you haven't had the door open. Also, lead with value. Always, whether bumping or rubbing elbows, it's about the other person and their perception of value. I preach this all the time. It doesn't matter how you try to put certain things. It's how the person on the other end receives them. That's the person that you're communicating with. If they don't get it, it's at a loss. Whether you want to say it or not, what you got to say?
I just thought about the time you met Deborah Duncan.
Okay.
And she was, I'm going to say she was okay with it, but remember she had her friends around, and they were like, I'm like, okay. It's almost like a wall was in front of her.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I got to go.
But we still had a real great, quick conversation. I didn't stay in the way too long and moved on, right? She remembers my face every time I see her now.
And then you need to get back on the show.
Okay. I'll make sure I do that. All right. So remember, schmoozing is not always a bad thing. Getting to know, that's what, how they used to call it, schmoozing, getting to know people, if you will. And being in the right rooms is definitely important. So I wanted to make sure that I told you guys that, because, we kind of started the conversation. The information that got out there, I didn't really feel like was drawing enough. It wasn't what you really need to be doing. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that as well. I wanted to also talk about the beginning of this year. What are some things that have defined this year so far? It feels like it's been a long time, and it's only been 3 months.
3 months?
3 months. That's it. We're at the first quarter of the year. So we know the war is a big deal. Mm-hmm. That's kind of been lingering over us the entire first part of the year. Let's also talk about inflation nation.
Are you talking about gas? That what you talking
We're
about?
talking about
I'm talking
everything.
about gas and chicken wings. That's the only two things went up.
I'm gonna tell y'all, he's really mad about the chicken prices. The chicken wing prices. He loves chicken wings.
For a family pack of wings. I'm gonna buy me some chickens and start raising them in the backyard.
You're not putting no chickens in that backyard. It says, so we have pump anxiety. People are scared to go to the pumps. They're putting these minimal amounts of gas in there. I even made a post because y'all been going crazy with these posts and these memes. I ran across one where somebody said that, you know, who's out here putting teaspoons of gas in their thing. 45 cents is the lowest one we've run across. It says U.S. inflation reached a new 40-year high last month, with consumer prices at 8% from a year ago. Now, y'all know I like to give you the actual deets, okay? So he loves the wings. I run around a lot. I had to sit down a little bit, right? This gas is, I don't know if I really sat down, but we'll say that I did just for shits and giggles. Look. A gallon of gas has hit $7 in some states, which we've never seen before.
California.
$7. I don't know which state it was, but they say $7 is the highest that they've seen so far. So after 2 years, near zero interest rates, the stimulus party is over. The Fed started raising rates this month to cool prices, though only by half of what was expected. Okay. So they didn't cut the stuff down as far as they thought they would be able to. It says, but in econ nightmare scenario, we could get stagflation, high inflation plus sluggish growth. Stagflation. That's a new one for me.
Hold it right there. So y'all do know what stag mean, right? Or stagnant, right? You understand that?
Definitely get it.
So let's get all the way back to what she just stated. The stimulus. All that money y'all thought y'all was getting for free. I told y'all Uncle Sam will get that money back out of y'all. Y'all running around here buying new cars and new homes and taking trips over to Africa twice in 1 year.
What's up, Santee?
Y'all better slow it down. But now Uncle Sam said, give me my money back.
Give me my money back.
We don't have no money.
So we have never had money, but now they've made it even worse. We got all this money and now y'all about to pay the cost. We all about to pay the cost. Let me not say y'all.
We don't have anything.
That's true.
United States is broke, but they steady trying to print paper money.
That's worth nothing.
Right.
Yep. We thought we were going to get away with these cryptocurrencies. Now they dropping.
Cryptocurrency.
My mom was like, I know you ain't got none of that imaginary money.
Some Superman fictitious stuff.
I got a little bit. Just in case, just in case. But when it did have its big surge, I was one of those people that were in place already to be able to pull a little bit out on top of that. So
take it all out.
You can't take it all out, then you won't make any more. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to remind you that I am definitely looking for new talent here at I'm Just Saying Live. I would love to have you come here on the show and sit in this man's seat, if you will.
I got to get back to work.
So I got to get back to work. Sit in his seat and help me out with I'm Just Saying Live, making sure that we know the hottest in topics. Ain't that what you said? Which one you said you liked, the hottest part or the current event part, or which part you said you liked earlier?
It's not Atlanta.
He is so ready to talk about Amaretta, which I am too. I can't remember who originally turned me on to her, but ever since I have just been watching and following, kind of like with the Mona Leo here. And I was really thinking that Mona was gonna do a thing to it.
She did what?
No, but we're not gonna talk about it right now. We're gonna wait till we get there. We're gonna wait till we get there. Remember that if you are a local business, we do still have our prize wheel and we still give out a gift every single week right here on I'm Just Saying Live. If you are a small business and you would like to donate something to give out on the show so that we can highlight your business without you having to come in and sit down and talk, then we would love to have you. If you would, just email us at imjustsayinglive@gmail.com. Okay. Remember that you can also catch all our old episodes at I'm Just Saying Live on YouTube as well. So before we get into our movie scoop and social unrest, it is time now for us to talk a little bit about entertainment news. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
As long as you don't slap me, I'm ready.
You know what? That was a great segue into our entertainment news. Like we told you earlier, tons of things went down at the Oscars. But before we get into the Oscars, I got, some little tidbits, into the slap. Let me say before we get into the slap, some things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Ooh. Oh, I know what that is. So I'm going to get my screen up over here.
Drum roll, please.
Okay.
Beaumont is not Houston.
You know what?
Baytown is not Houston.
It's not. Oh, I got them too close together, arrogant.
What you said? DeSoto is not Dallas.
DeSoto is not Dallas. It is time to share this screen. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I skipped one too far. So this is going to be our, let me go get here.
Now that's our Uncle Sam.
That part. This is our Uncle Sam. Everybody loves this. We're going to start off this entertainment news segment with the Oscars. Now, a lot of things got overshadowed because we had a lot of really big wins for African Americans at the Oscars, but nobody talked about it because the internet blew up. It went crazy after Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, okay?
Right.
So after appearing in more than 150 films, grossing over $27 billion worldwide. Listen, Samuel L. Jackson finally receives his first ever Oscar. You see who's there applauding him and saying, man, you did it. When I tell you this man is 72 years old, I believe we had looked it up not too long ago. 72 years old, he receives his first Oscar. Hey, never stop living your dreams. Y'all know that I'm a YOLO girl till I die. Okay, keep it up, keep pressing, keep pushing. Things will happen for you. The Oscars is, basically a pinnacle of success for these actors who come out, the musicians who put the music in these movies for you. And I love a good music. Samuel, I'm so proud of you. We're going to round of applause you. He's 73 now. Sorry. When I checked, he was 72. Okay, so we know that Beyonce brought everybody out. She did the tennis court with the people in the lime green, did all their things. So that was amazing as well. We didn't watch the Oscars because we were gone
working.
We didn't have to, because look at yet another meme. Okay, Will's reaction is what I'm going to call this next part of our Oscars recap, if you will. Anthony Thomas. It said,
"Ain't taking that,
babe. It's a joke.
Handle it, Will."
Well, it's trade parts.
Okay. Sort of.
I'm not starting over. I ain't taking that.
Babe, it's just a joke.
Handle it, Will.
Oh, babe, it's
William.
Here we go again.
You have to get up and slap this boy right out there. I'm sure that being here at the Oscars, no matter how many times he sat in that seat, it still got very stressful. I saw comments that were supporting his decision to do it. I saw things that were slapping him in the face for doing what he did. We saw the fake apology from Chris Rock. Mm-hmm. Chris Rock, I'm going to tell you this. I had to tell myself, I said, I'm about to get to that next. If Chris would have sued this man, knowing the stress that all of them are under at a time like this,
right,
especially with his wife going through something, I said, I wouldn't be shocked if we find out later that she was battling cancer or anything like that. I talked to you about this in private. But here's the thing. If they see things like this happen, I'm sure that they see people kirk out all the time, just not on this big a platform while everybody is watching.
Worldwide.
But we know Will can get his little, So I said if he would have sued him, Chris Rock, I would have been done. But I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm sure that this is gonna be great publicity for the stand-up show that he has out right now. People should definitely go and
the show or movie?
It's like a movie, how they do on HBO, and it's his stand-up thing. Yes. So I think that everybody should go and support him. He took that hit. He didn't, run back out there, because I probably would have jumped on his back. I agree with Shannon Sharp. He needs to be beat down at that very moment, but he stayed professional. He did his thing. This just goes to show you how real the entertainment industry can get. He was so unprepared for this. And do we think that Will Smith should be banned from the Oscars or any awards show for that matter?
No, he standing up for his wife.
Okay.
Would you
slap somebody for me? I already know the answer to this.
I'll choke him. Slap is like a hit.
He would not do it. He would let me get into a fight and go all the way through and he would stand back and watch.
Because you're okay, you got it. She from Dallas.
I'm just saying. No, but anyway, the next part. So we talked about Will's reaction, whether or not we felt like it was merited. This may have not been the time. We know that much worse things have been said about Jada during all of this, because a lot of people are still saying, well, she cheated and he can do what he wants to and blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop. They've also made the statements that there was really no cheat because they have an open relationship, this, that, and the other. They were just trying to cope and deal with a situation that happened and just so happened to get out.
It's almost like two sides. He amongst his peers with his wife. Now, he's a comedian also.
Right. So he should have understood.
He did.
Oh, that's right. He started laughing because that's why, babe, it's a joke.
G.I. Jane too. It was funny to him. It was funny to Will. But Jada didn't like it at that time. Now, normally, Jada got a little...
she would have been laughing probably too if it wasn't about her.
Clearly, something else.
Times have changed, ladies and gentlemen, and people is in their feelings about things. And so, 'tis what it is. I'm a little sensitive too, I think.
Did you say a little?
I don't want y'all saying a thing about me, but anyway, I know y'all do it. So now, here are not only Will and Jada's reaction, but other people from the crowd. The memes that they had out here, y'all, were so super funny. I wasn't able to put them all in there, but let me look at The Rock. He is circled there in the photo. He is giving one of his famous eyebrow raised, he is like, what?
You smell what The Rock is cooking.
This is just too funny to me. I'm glad that somebody put this together. Everybody is so shocked. I can't remember her name right now. Oh, I don't know. Everybody was so shocked. I just thought this was just too funny.
Did you see that?
So we decided, because everybody's been talking about this, that we weren't going to beat it to death. But post your comments. Tell us what you think in regards to what happened, so that we can reply to the comments. We're going to move on to our next part of our Oscars recap. What?
Is he right or is he wrong?
I'm going to get my final word on it. If that's what he felt like he needed to do at that time, we don't know what they've been going through. She may have been saying, you wasn't riding for me through this August Alsina thing. So now he ride. She better sit there and ride the bumpy ride.
It's one time to show up.
Yeah. You just do not know. Right. We don't know what they've been talking about. So I'm for it. If that's what they felt like they needed to do, they did it together. They still went out and celebrated. He still won his award with some G's at this point.
Biblically speaking.
We slapping.
Take care of your
wife.
wife.
Kids were even posting on Twitter. That's how we do it. This is how we do it. Yes, therefore, this is how we do it. The Thomases in this thing, but this is how we do it. You really got slapped too. Don't play. So I wanted to talk about this. I don't know what she is, but see, you thought of a mystical creature too. Now, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know that I love fashion, okay? One of the best dressed to me, because of Megan's because
Still
of
nice.
Megan's size, because of this dress is just bad. She definitely gave Hottie vibes. Her hair is not over the top. Everything looks real sleek and regal. I love this look on Megan. What you think, Anthony?
That's Byron. Is he looking at the picture?
Listen,
Byron love Megan.
you said your brother. Okay, so I just wanted to say that I really like this. I saw a lot of things that were pretty, but I felt like she put this together really well. It accented, her body style, because sometimes people overdo the sexy with different sizes. And I'm saying small and large. I don't want to see your bones falling out, and I don't want to see your juice falling out. I thought that this was very flattering on her.
You saying juice? You talking about you don't see their stomach falling out?
Sometimes.
That's what you talking about?
The juice. Any piece of juice, whether it's a boob, whether it's the underarm fat, any of that.
Oh, not the chicken wing.
Yeah, chicken wing. Anthony, it's your turn, all right? I'm ready to grade. I don't know if you guys have seen or heard Sorry, Not Sorry, but we're about to get in on it. In this song, Amaretta talks about how several of the outlying areas around Atlanta are not really Atlanta, that you got all these places around, and we know that Houston is bad for this too.
Oh.
There are several places here that we all just lump in. Dallas, we even included the Metroplex. We put Dallas Metroplex so that you know that they're separate pieces.
Grand Prairie?
Grand Prairie is not Dallas.
DeSoto?
It's not Dallas. Okay.
But Oak Cliff?
It's Dallas.
Okay.
So listen, all of these separate pieces make up a city, and we know that. But since there are so many entertainers that came from Atlanta and its surrounding areas, but they rep in Atlanta, she made a song. She said she's sorry, but she's not sorry. And she even, who was that? Chico Bean? Who was that we watched
Yes.
the interview? We watched an interview with Chico Bean, and he was like, so you think that we didn't contribute this, that, and the other? She said, you can't contribute to something that's already popping. You claimed it because it was popping. So what do we have to say about this? Because even Ludacris, they say, had to have his 2 cents put in there. He's saying he turned
from Illinois.
He is from somewhere else.
Illinois, came down to College Park.
Okay,
which is not Atlanta.
It's not Atlanta per the song.
But he said he made a lot of money, and he stayed at Magic City Outlets a lot.
Yes.
So by him being there, he said he made Atlanta hotter.
Okay.
But you only came to Atlanta. I'm sorry, your mama came to Atlanta because Atlanta was popular. Nobody's gonna go to the country. Anybody moving to Fresno?
People move to Fresno, but they ain't repping it. They moved there after that and got their money in Houston.
But they still holler in Houston.
That part.
Which is not a Houston.
So now, in our comments, we also see that somebody is saying up north, they're gonna let you know your area. So is the South being friendly? We've been being friendly, and she finally came out and said, no. Are we okay with that? How we feel about that? Do you think the South is friendly when it comes to accepting all these other little pieces?
You know what? We accept it because we want the money poured into that area.
Okay.
I mean, me, myself, I'm from Fifth Ward. And you got all these other little places, right? Cashmere Garden, Trinity Garden, Hardy. They all about they from Fifth Ward. That is not Fifth Ward. Won't you? No.
Okay.
Rep where you from. If you're gonna rep something, fine. And I'm not talking about.
So now what about the people who are born in a certain area, but they've lived their entire life somewhere else?
Okay.
Do they need to rep? If it comes to that, do they need to rep the area they were born in, or the place that made them who they were, or where they got their name, if you will?
So they born in DeSoto.
Yes.
Raised in DeSoto, half their life, then the other part of their life.
Now they in Plano.
Plano, Oak Cliff. Well, you really, why are you screaming you from Oak Cliff? You're not from Oak Cliff. You're 20 years old. You didn't grow up in Oak Cliff.
Would you say you did not grow up in Oak Cliff?
That's why I say you didn't grow up in Fifth Ward. You didn't go to Wheatley. You didn't go to McReynolds. You didn't go to none of these schools. You way out here in South Park, going to Wortham.
You know what you say, go in the world, and which I know nothing about any of these places, but Amaretto, we love the song. I'm glad that it has taken off.
Great song.
We also talked about Just Brittany and what's her name? Big J. They both did, kind of like
Missouri City.
Yeah, so she's from Missouri City, and she's like, man, don't even come for me, because I'm gonna shut your little rap down. So if y'all want to go and check some of these out, y'all need to go on Amaretta's page on Instagram, Amaretta the Great. She always is saying, don't leave off the great. And I'm gonna keep on watching. I'm gonna see what other kind of pettiness she can come up with.
She almost made me think about I was going to say Sawadi.
You know what? We're gonna dead that whole situation. She definitely doesn't. Oh, you mean how she sounds?
No, face a little bit.
Oh no, not to me.
Maybe it's the baby hair. That's all I can see. The baby hair.
Everybody got that baby hair and them wigs right now.
Wait a minute.
That's why I don't like to wear them.
I've seen some women out there. I know they were about 65 with the baby hair way down here on both sides.
So you can be so you can be too old to wear baby hair.
What? You're not a baby. That's why it's called baby hair.
No way.
So I'm gonna say what? When you get, maybe I'll give you 21. After 21, let it go, ladies. It's not baby hair no more.
This man is extra crazy.
And it's gray.
The baby hair gray. They got some people be having that gray baby hair on there. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are to the part where I'm going to give you an affirmation. Okay. So today's, you want to read it?
Oh, I said I need that.
Oh, you need it. Okay. Work while they sleep, learn while they party, save while they spend, and live like they dream. Now, I know you and I are both, pretty big dreamers, but I think that we get pretty close to living a life outside of what we thought when we were young. Now, when I was young, I thought I was gonna have this big, elaborate, whatever, but I think I still found a way to make the best of not being in that multi-million-dollar situation, if you will. I still get out, I still travel and do things that I love to do. So you have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, when you're looking at something like this, it's about what makes you happy. If having a family makes you happy, get that. If having a man don't matter what your friends tell you, if having a man makes you happy, husband, go get that. Do what it takes. Put in the work. Anthony, what you got to say about working while they sleep, learn while they party, save while they spend, live like they dream?
All I heard you say is that's what Team Thomas and J&T Transportation do.
Woohoo! We get out there.
Because they be asleep while I be working. I wasn't talking about you.
Oh, so you start related to all the other people out there. Yes. I thought you were talking about we be asleep, because we be asleep.
The world is asleep.
Even if we get in the truck with him, we're going to sleep. Okay.
We're gonna get that shmoney.
Shmoney. I'm always saying shmoney.
Thank you, Cardi.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our movie scoop. And every once in a while, I run across something good that is not a movie
series,
but I got to talk about. Okay. So this season of The Bridgerton. Now, this man right here is probably not going to want to talk about it at all. It puts him to sleep. But I'm just going to say this. As a woman, the costumes, the strength in the women, the handsome men in the show, the regalness of it, if you will. It is such a draw. I just love it. Season 2 is out. I've binged it. I'm super Gucci. But what I also want to do is applaud Miss Shonda Rhimes for including the Indian girls this year. Yes, she did my favorite show of all time, Scandal. Which was Scandal. I just loved Scandal. You remember I used to love Grey's Anatomy. All those things were my favorite. They're all by her. She making that Skrilla. I know when people, and she does this too. I know that when she told her parents she was going to be a writer, they never imagined this level of success as a writer. This is great. Right. She does a great. Thanks, Miss Shonda Land. So in this show, this season, they included an Indian family of women who have kind of gone through some hardships. but the daughters are phenomenal. They have been raised to the sea, and they are there to reclaim their name and their money. So it makes for a really, really good session of the Bridgerton. I hope that they don't stop this thing. I hope a season 3 is coming soon, because I only have maybe one more episode, if that. I'm so sad.
You talk about the old women in there?
The old women who are plotting like the real women in real life.
They be able to gossiping and making sure their daughters get
listening
what they
to the
need,
doors.
and their sons.
Do you think that we still have a culture of that now?
It's kind of watered down, but yes.
I think that, and I've told several people that I'm definitely going to be highly involved in my kids' dating process, if you will.
Oh Lord.
If I don't feel like you, I'm gonna run you off. I'm gonna try my best. I'm not gonna lie. Let's just put it like that. I'm just saying I'm gonna run them off because I don't want to be dealing with still at 80, slaving at the stove, trying to cook Thanksgiving dinner.
80.
She gonna have to be cooking. She needs to be cooking, and she need to know how to do it like I like it.
Like you like it?
Like I like it.
Okay, Patricia.
Are you listening to me?
Just like your mom.
I'm gonna be walking past, throwing that salt and sugar,
yes.
getting on her nerves if you don't get it right. I'm gonna be that person, okay? And I don't want to be that person, so I'm gonna just try to run the riffraff off. And in this show, that's one of the main things that the families do, is try to get their families in line with what they feel like is best for their children. So I'm not mad at the adults for doing it. Do they go to some extra lengths to get it done? Yes,
No,
even
the extra length.
Even the queen then got involved in this other girl's mess.
You just said what you'll do for the boys, right?
Yes.
So it's no different from what they're doing for their
She's not her parent at all. She's just messy. She is just messy. Okay. And we've, it keeps getting really close to finding out who Lady Whistledown is, who writes the town blog. Okay. Be quiet.
Is it really?
We all know that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. Anyway, that's why he keep going to sleep. Okay, so I'm going to unshare my screen for just a little bit because I had some other things that I wanted to talk to you about before we get into Tennille's touchy subjects. Because Anthony, did you realize we are almost out of show time?
What time is it?
So it's 11:13.
Oh,
so remember that Friday is Happy April Fool's Day. We all need a little laugh every now and then. And I just want to make sure that y'all get y'all's because they are bringing that April Fool's comedy show to town. Okay. I need y'all to go see it in a big way. One of my favorite female comedians, Samore, is going to be hosting it. Hopefully somebody surprised me with some tickets. I would be very happy about that. And I would definitely
is that a hint? Oh, she's talking to y'all.
Surprise me with some tickets.
Make it 2. I want to go to.
I
don't discriminate. Just make it 2 tickets.
All right, listen. Also, what is it? March the 31st is Cesar Chavez Day. Did you know that? I didn't even know he had a day. The national holiday honors the civil rights activism of the late labor organizer. Without Chavez, California's farm workers wouldn't have fair wages, lunch breaks, and access to toilets to clear water in the fields. Ain't this crazy? Ain't that crazy?
He was looking out for his people.
Okay, before we get into those Tennille's touchy subjects, I wanted to let you guys know also that Coco Chasing Adventures will return on next week. She's got some more really juicy books for us to read. I cannot wait. So if you want to join in on the party, make sure that you tune in on next Tuesday because she will be back and she'll have her very own segment. If you'd like to have a segment placed on I'm Just Saying Live, we would love to have you. All you need to do is email us at imjustsayinglive@gmail.com. Okay, now I had one more little thing here. Oh, no, we decided not to do this. What we did decide to do in regards to Tennille's touchy subjects, if you will, is what? We're going to actually talk about the situation that is occurring on the Bridgerton right now. Okay. Ladies and
Mm.
gentlemen, get ready for Tennille's touchy subjects right here, right after 11 o'clock. I put it on the fly so everybody can be ready, ready, ready. Okay. So, Anthony, let's discuss this. Ladies and gentlemen, if I didn't tell you, we were trying to figure out if you were in love with your sister's fiance. You've never had sexual intercourse or relations or anything like that, never even kissed, but you had this animal magnetism. Hold on. Animal magnetism that draws you to your sister's fiance.
You talking to me or you talking to them? Because I can't be attracted to my sister's fiance.
How do you know?
That's a dude.
Well, not you. This is a woman who is asking, if you were in a man's position, it would be your brother's fiance.
Okay.
Okay. So men, your brother's fiance, she fine. And she's been giving you the eye. And for some reason, you just can't stop thinking about her. How do you handle those types of situations? Because I know it has happened before. There's also situations where I know that people are dating people, like they meet somebody. It doesn't ever go anywhere, which is what happened here. And then here they are popped up with your relative. Now, I remember back in the day, I'm not going to even say what club we were at, but my sister and I were in a club when she was here going to TSU. We're in a club and a guy was trying to talk to both of us. He was like, man, you kind of favor a girl, right around the thing. Y'all kind of act like, I was like, what are you talking about? I looked across to where he's pointing. He has tried to talk to me and my sister. Same night out, same thing. We were very happy to see each other. And of course, we just didn't pay him any attention. But a lot of time, right, he had the same taste. So a lot of times I could see this being possible. Your sister or little sister has most likely been bred by you. Your brother or little brother has been bred by you. They have mannerisms alike, say some of the same things, some of the same things are funny. Do we feel like, how do we feel like you're supposed to handle this?
Not my brothers. They ain't have the same mannerism as I do.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
I don't know, that'd be a weird, no, that would be weird. Because what do? And they engaged to be married.
Engaged to be married, and here you are pining after their significant other. What do you do?
First of all, you shouldn't be trying to run after if you know they engaged. You got to dead that. Okay.
Good morning, Aunt Alice. If you try to dead it, but it's just there, when you're really, really drawn to somebody, or you have that love for somebody or whatever, and you realize it, you can't make it go anywhere.
Well, you need to control it because that's not for you.
Okay, so we've talked about this too several times in private conversations or whatever. Sometimes your challenge is to stay out the way. But if something does happen in the way of a kiss or anything, any exchange, if you will.
Why they engaged?
While they're engaged.
No, you
That's what happened on the show. We said we were going to talk about what was on the show.
Now on the show is wrong.
Okay.
That's wrong.
So
he wrong and she wrong.
Okay.
Because first of all, the sister know he like her. She like him, but her little sister is engaged to this guy.
Okay.
So why are you hanging around, big sis?
Somebody said what you do. Sometimes somebody said sometimes the brothers and sisters look better. Also, it says you just have to keep that ish in check and be grown, okay?
Right. Grown.
That's true. But now, even if you do decide to do that and they get married to this person, you got to see them at all the family functions. You got to worry about bumping them in the hallway, going past X, Y, and Z. So then people realize you think that they'll die. But what if they don't?
That means you're not in control of your own self mentally.
Okay. All right.
Mentally and spiritually, you need to be in control. Because first of all, if they engage, seriously, you need to let her know, hey, we can't do this. We can't such and such. You are my sister-in-law. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay. All right.
I'm not going to shake your hand. I'm not going to hug you.
Guys, I would really like to hear your opinion on this because I would say that this probably happens more so with men than women.
That's Byron. See what he say.
He's not on there. I would think that men deal with this a lot more, like they see one of the best friends or something like that that's kind of shooting in the eye and likes them, but is not really saying anything, hoping that he gonna go for him, or jealous that those people are in a relationship. I could see men having to deal with this more than women. What do you guys have to say about it? Please post it in the comments right down on Facebook Live. While I am waiting for somebody to comment or somebody else to comment, I wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much for supporting me all the time through this thick and thin. We had a faux pas last night with some pictures. And he had to come to my rescue, but then he also came to my rescue today for the show. So, man, you're doing a lot lately. I'm gonna have to give you another round of applause.
Both do us for it.
Thank you so very much for all that you do. Okay. Mm-hmm. I can't believe he made me do that on one thing. He knows I don't like PDA.
I didn't make you do that. You did it because you wanted to.
You get on my nerves. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have anything, we got one more. Let's see. It says, right, they both are wrong, so no marriage needs to be happening because she or he is already wrong going into this ish because they doing this and that with someone else. Right, so even if the thought is there and these two people really have linked up and kind of like each other, which I know that sometimes it might be one person who really, really after you and you not feeling them. But if it's a mutual situation, I think that the person should be told and they should be able to be allowed to walk away from the situation.
So you're saying she should tell her sister,
correct,
that I'm in love with your fiance.
You don't even have to say that. Just say your fiance not right. He been checking for me. Put it on him.
But then you're going to turn around, the little sister's going to see them get married.
They might not get married. They might still date it. We don't know where it's going to go. They haven't had the opportunity to date.
Really? I don't think so.
Well,
what that lady told her in the movie, in the series, some things you need to let go. I know you're not that foolish type person.
Well, she said that before she knew how she really truly felt, and both of them are feeling that way.
That's horrible.
It's bad. It's a bad situation.
That's your baby sister. So now y'all gonna link up, probably have to leave the country and fly over to the United States.
Well, she had already stated that she was leaving and going to India. And so he thought that she was going to be gone. And so he wanted to continue with the wedding. He thought that he was not going to have to deal with her. And then when he realized that he was probably still going to have to be dealing with her.
I get it now. He just trying to hit it and quit it and then marry the little sister.
He did not hit it.
I said he trying to.
He not.
He is. No. He was chasing on the horse.
Right. There was racing.
She took off. He followed.
Because he didn't know who she was. That's that fun. That's that banter from the beginning of the relationship. Everybody likes that. That's the best part of a relationship when you first trying to get the person.
Am I still chasing you?
I don't know. What you doing?
I need my wheelchair.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it says shit, date both of them. That's what I would do. You know what? I'm definitely done with you. Thank you so much for supporting me as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been yet another wonderful episode of I'm Just Saying Live. Remember that we will be here each and every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 11:30 for the mid-morning show, keeping you abreast of all of the hot topics that are going on. So, Mr. Thomas, did you have fun?
Had a great time.
All right, that's great.
But I got one thing before we go.
What you got to say?
That last comment.
What's that?
They can do it because they overseas. They do that overseas. Marry both of them.
What you say? Marry both of them.
He got the money.
If you got the money, you can take care of them. Do you? But again, that has to be something that's agreed upon. So it is what it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk to you guys on next week. Bye.